Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to your 2023 12-month forecast. This is going to be a reading for Scorpio Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Since we're doing the whole year, we're going to incorporate love as well. So the Venus collective is welcome. I'm going to pull one card for each of the 12 months of 2023. And we're going to see what messages are coming up here for the collective. Keep in mind, this is still a general reading. You may need to get a personal reading, but we're going to see what's coming up here for the Scorpio collective for 2023. Please show us January 2023 for Scorpio. Please show us February. Please show us March. Please show us March. April. May 2023, please. May 2023, June 2023, July 2023, August, please, August 2023, September, October, please, November 2023, and December 2023. All right, Scorpio, the way that the cards came out for the Scorpio collective gives me the feeling, in the sense that 2023 is going to be a year of decisions. Like, do I want this or do I want that? It's good. It's good to have choices. But just based on the way the cards are popping up, it's giving me the feeling, in the sense that it's going to be a year of choices and decisions for the Scorpio collective. But we're going to look at the cards and see. So January 2023. Oh, Scorpio. Some of you may be kicking off here 2023 with a relationship. And not just any relationship, but a significant love connection with a soulmate. Where there is emotional connection, there's feelings, right? It's not just somebody that we're, just kind of, there's nobody else around, right? It's not someone we're just occupying time with, or a sneaky link or Netflix and chill situation, but a connection, an actual connection here. So I know a lot of the Scorpios on my channel, the ones of you that watch my videos during the year, a lot of you have been against love for the last couple of years. But love is in the air here astrologically, and so some of you Scorpios may be finding yourself making an exception and letting somebody in. And because you may see, hey, this is relationship material here. This is soulmate material here. Two of Cups for me is giver meets giver. When we give, unfortunately, we attract people who take, and they take until there's nothing left to get, and then they just go sauntering off to the next thing. And so when I see Two of Cups, these are, two people who know what that's like, and they're coming in and they're both giving to one another. So these are the kinds of relationships that can go on forever, because both people are thinking, what can I do for my person today? How can I be there for my person today? How can I show up for my person? How can I be of help? How can I, express love? And so when two people are doing this equally for each other, that's going to be a strong relationship, a strong connection. Now, if you're absolutely positively against love, you're like, Amethyst, I don't care what you say, there is never going to be enough love in the air for me to, do this, or this is just not the thing for me right now. That's fine. If you don't want to be in a love relationship, you don't have to be. But you may still be experiencing the blessing of this Two of Cups energy, in the sense of being able to have harmonious connections with each other, or with people, like friendships, collaborations, where things are going smoothly, right? Not everything is left on your shoulders. You're not being expected to run around putting out all the fires. Like, people who are stepping up and helping you, right? In a work situation, you may be dealing with a boss or a supervisor who's like, Scorpio, you're doing an awesome job. Is there anything I can get you Do you need anything? Do you have what you need? Let me know if I can be of help in any way, right? So it could just be support in different aspects or areas of your life. One thing that I feel intuitively, Scorpio, I feel like your communication is like stellar. Like you're coming into stellar communication. So whether you're in this romantic relationship with a soulmate, or it's just dealing with people in your daily life and working and doing things and getting things done, I feel like you're developing this beautiful gift of being able to express needs and being able to help others feel understood. Like, okay, I hear you. I hear what you're saying. Like, this is what you're asking me for. And then being really effective in communicating in terms of like, understanding each other, finding solutions. I feel some of you Scorpios are coming out of a cycle or a pattern where you tell people things and they don't remember it. And I don't just mean like, hey, can you pick up, I don't know, some tortilla chips for the party, and they forget. I don't mean it like that. But like you open up your heart, like you bare your soul and you tell somebody something deeply personal. And then it might come up again a few months later, sometime later, and they're like, what? Scorpio? I never knew that. You never told me that before. And you're like, yes, I did. And maybe this has happened several times with the same person or the same people, where you say things and they don't remember it. So you're just kind of like, nobody remembers anything about me or my life or my experiences. And with this Two of Cups energy, I feel like this is somewhere, these are people that listen. They listen, they remember, like they take the time to get to know you, versus they just like having you around because they like the way you make them feel, or they like the way that you're always like protecting everybody or defending everybody. Like they might be treating you like you're a guard dog or something. But not really taking the time to get to know you or take interest in the things that have made you the person you are. And with this Two of Cups, I feel a sense of exchange and communication, and people who remember, like who are taking the time to really know you. The next card coming up here for the Scorpio Collective for February 2023, I almost said 22, 2023 is a Major Arcana card. So the Major Arcana cards are going to come up anytime we're at a significant new crossroads. It's a significant new chapter in our life. It's a defining moment. And it's a time that we're coming into big changes, big shifts, okay? And so even though this is coming up for February, things could be happening in February that are setting a series of events in motion, and it's going to be like a new chapter in your life. This could be Sagittarius energy. If you have Sagittarius placements, there could be big changes and big shifts happening for you in those houses or in those areas of your life. You may be dealing with a Sagittarius. Some of you, that could be a significant soulmate. Now, this is also a card about God, universe, the divine working through you, being a vessel and a channel of service. It's also a card of divine timing and things happening, when they're meant to happen, as they're meant to happen. I feel, Scorpio, like Spirit is giving me a feeling, in a sense, like you're behind stage and like somebody is coming and getting you and saying, it's time. Like it's time to go on stage, or like the curtain is opening up, you're stepping forward and like everybody is there like applauding and like ready for you. And so I feel that there might be something, Scorpio, that some of you have been working on for quite some time. And maybe it just kind of feels like you've been piddling away at it and nothing has happened. This could be in like healing family issues. This could be like in your own healing journey. This could be in a current love relationship you may already be in. This could be in terms of work that you're doing, your career, passion projects, labors of love, self-employment endeavors, spiritual work that you might be doing. And now it's taking off because it's time. Like everything till now has been preparing you and training you, and maybe the people weren't ready for what you're putting out, but like now they're ready, now it's time, and now what you're doing is being received. Now what you're doing is being seen and recognized. That's the feeling and the vibe that I'm getting from this card for the Scorpio collective. Okay, like something is moving forward because now is the time. It wasn't time before, like you were in the preparation, and now is the time that it's happening. Now is the time that it's moving forward. The card that we have coming up here for the collective for March. So funny. I just got chills. I just got chills. One moment here, guys. One moment, and I'm gonna elaborate. Okay, so I was just about to say, I didn't say it, but I should have said it. Especially with the Magician card coming up next. I was gonna say this shift that's happening for some of you, where it's like an area of your life that maybe you've been putting energy into and it just hasn't been moving, and then in February it's moving forward. I was going to say, if you have a Virgo placement, it could be in that area of your life or in those houses, because Maxi, some of you know, he's got a thing for Virgo energy. I don't know what it is about Virgos and Virgo energy, but when I'm reading for Virgos, he just wants to be around. He comes in, he interrupts during like Virgo weekly forecasts, and he just started trying to get my attention like crazy. And I was going to say, oh, maybe it's Virgo energy. Maybe like some of you are dealing with a Virgo that might be significant in your life, or it could be like in a Virgo placement. And sure enough, the next card here is the Magician. And the Magician card is Gemini and Virgo energies. If you have Gemini or Virgo placements, there could be big changes or big shifts happening for you in those houses or in those areas of your life in the month of March. You could be dealing with a Gemini or a Virgo that might be very significant for you in your life. Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Okay? I'm gonna say there might be something happening with Virgo energy, because like I said, he just came in and was trying to get my attention, and he wanted me to let him out, and he just started running like Max. He just started running like crazy, doing zoomies all over the place at like 2 in the morning outside. So something could be happening with Virgo energy. But this is a card of manifestation and creating, as above, so below. So when we see the Magician card, you're creating. March might be a really significant time for you in terms of things that you're manifesting or calling in. And you may be getting a lot of signs from the universe. You may be seeing repeating angel numbers or spirit animal messages or things of this nature. But a sense of creation, creating, and manifesting. This is also like seeing through the illusion, seeing through smoke and mirrors. It's interesting that for February, Spirit gave me this visual of like a stage and a performance, and then your next card was the Magician. So there could be something that maybe some of you are finding a way to present, or finding a way to make interesting, or creating or putting out there. Because I think it's interesting that we went from a sense of like it's showtime to then the next card being the Magician. So maybe some of you are putting together something very magical. There could be a play on words here with this Magician card. I want to pull clarifiers for it, so that's what we're going to do. Please show us clarifier 1. Please show us clarifier 2. Please show us clarifier 3. All right, so clarifier 1. Ooh, 8 of Pentacles. Clarifier 2. The Fool. Clarifier 3. The 4 of Pentacles. Don't catch fire. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, so interesting cards here, my darlings. Interesting cards here. So we have the Eight of Pentacles, we have the Fool, and we have the Four of Pentacles. So the Eight of Pentacles for me is a card that's going to come up when we're perfecting something. We're carving out the details. Some of you may also be manifesting an opportunity to learn a skill that you've been really interested in learning about, but you never knew where to begin or like where to start. So maybe you're like learning how to make tinctures or do like herbal stuff. Maybe you're wanting to delve into spirituality and intuition, and you want to go somewhere and learn, but you don't know where to start. Maybe it's some other skill. Maybe it's something in terms of like professional licensing or, whatever it might be. We can go on forever with examples, but you might be manifesting an opportunity to learn something that you've always wanted to delve into. You just didn't know where to begin. And now this opportunity is coming up and you're taking this leap of faith. Now, Four of Pentacles is telling us that you might need to guard your space and your resources as you're doing this. Because I feel like you might be working less. If you're a Scorpio who works and who, has income coming in, you may be cutting back on hours, or you may be investing money into learning the skill. And so Four of Pentacles, you might find that you're a lot less generous, or like you don't want to leave it to the last penny, right? Like you don't want to stretch it or push it to like where you're putting every last penny, or like you're like paycheck to paycheck. You're like, I gotta have some cushion here. So, if you are someone that people come to borrow money, or if you are someone that people come to because they want to stay with you because you've got like an extra space, you might be more protective of your resources as you're focusing on this skill and focusing on this expansion that you're going into. In terms of love and romance, you might be working on a relationship here with a very significant soulmate who may be very opposite from you, but you're opposite in the perfect ways. You're opposite in the ways that complement the relationship and strengthen the relationship. And you might seem like two people that would never, ever, ever in a million years be together to people on the outside. There could be significant difference in age, significant difference in culture, upbringing, physical appearances could be opposite, but there's a sense here of connection, and there's a sense here of a strong connection, working together, making things happening. And so you may be limiting outside interferences and focusing on this connection, this relationship. It could even be a partnership, right? And so you may be keeping outside opinions outside. Like these opinions are not welcome. We're focusing, we're figuring it out, we're making it happen, we're putting things together. So those are the two dynamics I see here. We're going to see the next card here for the Scorpio collective. And I believe we are in April. I'm going to check here and let you know right now. Yeah, we're in April. All right, so April here is High Priestess. Now we have major arcana cards coming in back to back. When major arcana cards come in back to back for me in a reading, it's big changes and big shifts in a short period of time. So a lot of things moving forward, a lot of things happening fairly quickly. This could be Pisces and Taurus energies. So again, if you have Pisces or Taurus placements, there could be big changes and big shifts happening for you in those houses or in those areas of your life. You could be dealing with a Pisces or a Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. That might be a significant soulmate for you. It doesn't have to be romantic. It can be. But in this time of transition, in this time of growth and progress, some of you could be dealing with a Pisces or a Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Now, the High Priestess is a card of great intuition, strengthened intuition, and inner knowing. Chakras are very cleared and aligned in my experience when this card comes up, and you're really connected to God, universe, higher power, whatever you want to call it, and you have this really powerful energy flowing through your body, and it makes you absolutely charismatic. It makes you absolutely irresistible. So you may be having a lot of people coming to you, whether they want to work with you in business or be your friend, or they're trying to get you into bed, or they want to date you, or they want to marry you, or like whatever. You might have a lot of all different ways people coming at you. And the thing we need to learn when we're in high priestess energy is that not everybody who wants us gets to have us, because unfortunately you might be attracting, not you might be, in my experience, when people are in high priestess energy, you will attract a lot of people who don't want to do their work. They just see you as this beam of light, and they want to attach to you and cord to you and just feed off of your energy. And in the beginning, it feels amazing. Oh my goodness, does it feel amazing. It's just such high chemistry. It's so electric, and it feels intoxicating. But what ends up happening over time is you get depleted, like somebody's feeding off of you, and over time you start to feel that drain. And so when we're in high priestess energy, we learn not everybody who wants us gets to have us, and we get to learn about different types of attraction, and we get to figure out, okay, this person, like, this is what they're trying to get from me. And after a while, you'll spot it, you'll know it immediately, and you'll be able to know, okay, I'm going to connect with this person on this level. Or I'm going to, give this person an opportunity to do their work. And if they're doing their work, then okay, they can come into my inner circle. But if I'm looking and they're not doing their work, then, maybe not, right? So like a sense of like you're figuring out who you're letting in, who you're not letting in, who you're keeping at a distance, who maybe you may be avoiding altogether. You're figuring these things out in April. Also, don't forget that April, we do have that Taurus portion of April, and there's the Taurus element of the high priestess. So I think it's really interesting that it's coming up in April. So this gives me a feeling, in a sense, that Taurus season is going to be a significant time for Scorpio in terms of opportunities coming your way. Strengthening your intuition. It might be a time where you really feel like you're bringing your A game. The next card coming up here for the Scorpio collective for May is the Knight of Cups. So again, this could be water sign energy, Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. You could be dealing with a water sign person that's coming in, and coming in with the energy of a romantic interest. It could also be here with the Knight of Cups. For me, the Knight of Cups comes up when we're being encouraged to pursue the things that make the heart smile, the things that inspire us, the things that bring beauty into our life. And so some of you are seeking a sense of adventure in the month of May. You're wanting more than like the humdrum kind of life, and you may be seeking out adventures, and you may be planning like travel, like I want to go here, I want to see this place, I want to see that place, or I want to have this experience or that experience. I just had the word bucket list pop up in my mind. So maybe some of you are really seeking about like what is on your bucket list, and you're like, you know what? I don't want to wait till I'm about to kick the bucket to scratch things off that list. I want to do them while I'm still, have the opportunity to do these things. I don't want to wait until it's like my last few moments or my last couple of years. And so I feel here something is happening in May where some of you Scorpios are really thinking about life. And you're thinking about like, what is mattering to me? What's gonna matter to me in my life, and like what's really gonna matter on my deathbed. These things I'm giving so much attention and time to, like, am I really gonna care about this stuff in my final moments? No. And so I feel like you're turning your attention to the things that are more meaningful to you, and not just in terms of like being of service or things you want to accomplish. I feel it's like things you want to experience, like things you want to feel. Like, I want to know what that feels like. I want to know what that experience would be like to have. I want to have those memories. And so I feel it's a sense of like experience, and you're planning these experiences, you're manifesting these experiences. These are the feelings and the senses I'm feeling for you here with the Knight of Cups. And some of you could even have somebody that you're going to be doing these things with, right? Someone who's like, I'm game, like I'm down, I'll do this with you, or I'll go with you. kind of thing here in May with this Knight of Cups. Now, if you are a single Scorpio and January rolls around and you're like, well, Two of Cups didn't happen for me romantically, you might find that in April and May, you're getting a lot of romantic attention. You might find that in April and May, you have a lot of choices, a lot of options. And Knight of Cups, unfortunately, sometimes gets a bad rap of being a womanizer or a Don Juan. That's not always the case. That's not always the case. And with these other cards coming up, I would say this. You might be attracting, some of you, younger partners. And maybe some of you don't like that. But there might be a reason for it. Because now you're like in this youthful, vibrant energy. You're attracting youthful, vibrant people. And just in general, like more romance. And so some of you are going to have options. Like you're going to have to pick or choose who you want to date or who you want to be with. The next card coming in here in June, is King of Wands. This could be fire sign energy, a fire sign person, a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries, masculine energy, sun, moon, or rising. It could be an aspect of yourself. If you have fire sign placements, you may be focusing on those houses or areas of your life, like working on things or goals in those areas of your life. But with the King of Wands for me can be like a lover energy. Maybe somebody that there's a strong connection, there's emotions, there's feelings, but you all might not be headed in the same direction in this life. And so you may have a strong bond with each other, but it's difficult to make a home because you're not on the same foundation or you don't want the same things. And so I will say this, those of you who are in a relationship, this King of Wands could be coming in as a temptation. Okay, sometimes it could be like a temptation kind of situation, or like a choice, like somebody who's coming in and saying, like, I want you, and they're being very persistent. So I will say this. If you are in an existing relationship, I always see this in my readings with the King of Wands. Like, I see him as like, you don't play with the King of Wands. You don't mess around. You don't joke around. You don't flirt unless you want something to happen. Because it's going to happen. Like, that's all I'm going to say. Like, if you're giving that energy, and if you're open to that exchange, he's going to win you over. He's going to win you over. He's going to, he's going to get you to say yes, not like in a dangerous or threatening or intimidating way, but just like a sense of like, there's so much charm, there's so much finesse, that like, it's going to happen. So if you don't want it to happen, don't play games. Don't mess around, don't flirt, don't joke around. I know sometimes some people love it, like, oh, I'm just having fun, but it's going to get serious real quick. And if you're like, well, I don't want to jeopardize my relationship, don't play games. This is May, right? Let me double check here. January, February, March, April, May. Oh, it's June. I'm sorry. So in June, be careful. It might be fun to mess around. It might be fun to flirt for some of you, but it's going to get serious. It's not going to be a game. It's not going to be a joke. It's not going to be, oh, we're just having fun. So just be aware of that and be cautious. Those of you who don't want to have this temptation or don't want to have this, risking a relationship, risking a significant or important relationship. Let me move this back over here. The next card coming up, oh, one more thing, June, so also King of Wands, outside of love, this could be philanthropy. So maybe some of you are wanting to do some mentoring or teaching. Maybe there's somebody that's kind of taking you under their wing, mentoring you or teaching you. You may be wanting to do something like to serve your community. I do see this sometimes with the King of Wands as well. The next card that's coming up here for the collective is for July. The Justice card, another major arcana card. So the Justice card is going to be, it could be Libra energy. So if you have Libra placements, again, could be big changes and big shifts happening for you in those houses or in those areas of your life in July. Some of you could be dealing with a Libra. That could be a significant soulmate, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. The Justice card is also about choices and decisions. So I told you all that I felt that this was going to be a year for the Scorpio collective where you're going to have to make choices and decisions. And for some of you, it might come down to, do I want to follow my head or do I want to follow my heart? And the Justice card is going to be about bringing these two things into balance, bringing them together, and finding a way to make them work together. There could be also contracts with the Justice card. Some of you could be landing some big or significant contracts in the month of July. And it could also be here, like if you have something happening in terms of the courts, things being handled fairly or in a just way with this Justice card. I feel here, though, like this owl is really jumping out at me. And I know in some cultures, the owl is seen as like a negative omen. Me personally, I don't see the owl as a negative omen. I do feel or see that sometimes it's a symbol of like seeing through uh, a dark time. And I don't mean dark in terms of like sadness or depression, but like we might not know what's happening. It might not be clear, like things might not be crystal clear what's going on, and so we're gonna guide ourselves through it through our instinct, listening to our instinct, following our instinct. So some of you may be tapping into your instincts here for some kind of negotiations or agreements that you might be coming into, or contracts you might be coming into. And the owl for me is also representative of the messenger between the worlds, like the spirit realm, specifically the realm of the deceased and the realm of the living. So there could be something here with like soul contracts that you are coming into that are changing or shifting your family dynamic, like your ancestral dynamic. So something could be happening in July where you're changing or shifting your family line moving forward. Where like the generations moving forward aren't going to have to deal with certain challenges or certain dysfunctions or certain generational curses or whatever you want to call it. There could be some kind of shift, like something that you're doing that's causing the family line moving forward to ascend and being very healing for any ancestors who have crossed over, who are still processing their wounds from this. So there could be very significant spiritual energy moving for some of you Scorpios in July. I've never gotten that message from the Justice card before, but there's a first time for everything, and that's what's coming up here. August 2023, we have Four of Wands. It could be marriage. Having Justice card come up before the Four of Wands could be here's the dirty word. A lot of you get so mad. It could be a prenup. All right, could be a prenup. I'm just gonna put that out there. And Scorpio, maybe some of you are the ones that are wanting the prenup. Maybe you have these good things happening in your life, and maybe you're like trying to protect what you've built or you've created. You don't know what you're going to be thinking 6 months from now or a year from now. So maybe you're the one who's initiating and you're trying to protect certain things. I do feel with also, though, like July and August, Justice card and Four of Wands, some of you may be getting some kind of permit or some kind of legal clearance to do some kind of building on land. So I don't know if you have like renovations that you're doing, or you're purchasing land or inheriting land. But I feel there's something here in like restoring something that could be deemed historical, and maybe that's coming to you by some of you by way of like inheritance or marriage. And then I feel here also it could be that some of you are like getting land and getting clearance to build on land, like getting the permits, getting the okays, plans being okayed or whatever to go ahead and build. So some of you Scorpios, July, August, end of summer, before the fall, might be coming into doing some kind of building or renovations on a home. Now, Four of Wands could be marriage. Some of you may be manifesting marriage or having some kind of get-togethers, celebrations, reunions. But Four of Wands also for me comes up a lot of the times when we're laying down our roots, like we're putting down roots. We're getting a sense of home, a sense of security, a sense of community, a sense of family. Excuse me. So some of you may be manifesting this kind of stability, this kind of permanence before we come into the fall. A sense of home, a sense of like this is where I'm putting down my roots. This is where I'm gonna be home based. Even if you're somebody who's like, I still want to travel, I still want to have adventures. I feel like you're figuring out your home base. This is where it's gonna be where I come back to, right? So the next card coming up here for September is the Two of Swords. And the Two of Swords can come up when we're at some kind of an impasse, or we're afraid to take action, or we're scared to follow what our intuition or our guidance is telling us to do. So I'm going to pull some clarifiers here, and we're going to go a little bit deeper. Now, this happens to me from time to time, not every single time, but it's happening now. So a little trigger warning here. I don't know if this is something that upsets certain people or some people, if it's something you're not comfortable with, like topics of like physical intimacy or things, or like adult kind of stuff. But this thing around her is really jumping out at me, and sometimes, forgive me for saying this, it jumps out at me like in a phallic symbol or a phallic way. So Two of Swords coming up here, where there might be an impasse, or there may be a fear to take action, or there may be a fear to move forward. There could be something happening for some of you where you might be uncertain about how you want to handle a situation with a partner in terms of physical intimacy. Maybe the relationship is progressing and it's getting to areas where you all might be talking more openly about interests or things that excite you. And so there might be something happening for some of you in September where you're like, I don't know if I want to explore with that or not. I kind of do, but I don't know. And so you might be figuring out what your stand is, what your opinion is, and like what the right circumstances would be for you. I also feel like for some of you, it could be happening where you're getting really caught up in like physical intimacy, where it might be delaying you or distracting you from things that need to get done. So maybe you're just so wrapped up with this person and this connection that a lot of things are being neglected in the other areas of your life. So some of you might say that sounds like a good problem to me, but I'm just letting you know. I feel here there's something with like physical intimacy and having to come to a balance in that, or having to come to a decision in that. But I am going to pull clarifiers around this Two of Swords. Please show us clarifier 1. And I don't have a whole lot of room, so I'm doing it behind the camera. Clarifier 2. Clarifier 3. Alright, so clarifier 1 is the World. Clarifier 2. Ay, ay, ay. Eight of Swords. Clarifier 3 is the Queen of Wands. All right, I'm gonna tell you straight up. Okay, so sometimes the Eight of Wands for me can be a card that comes up when we're talking about physical issues or physical intimacy, around like, you know, people that get into the whole like bondage thing. Queen of Wands is also very feisty, very you know, hot-blooded, very enticing energy. And so I feel like what's happening here in the World card, we have like closing out karmic patterns, karmic cycles, being seen, being celebrated. Uh, some of you might be finding yourself in a situation where maybe you have like certain things that you fantasized about, or maybe if you watch adult content, maybe there's like certain types of videos and things that you watch that excite you, but you've never done it. Like you've never in a million years done it. And so something could be happening for you all in September where you might be with someone where it's like, well, you know, if you want to, you know, we can. Or they might be bringing certain things up. And so you might be like, well, I don't know. Do I really want to do it? Do I not want to do it? Like in my mind, it seems something very exciting and, you know, but like, would I really do it for real? And so I feel for some of you Scorpios, there's this kind of like, you're not sure. You're not sure what you want to do or how you want to move forward. I'm just going to say, it's up to you. Don't do anything you're not ready to do. And make sure if it is something you're doing with the appropriate communication and understanding of like what makes it feel safe for you and like what your needs or what your rules would be in that kind of situation. But I don't know, it just got a little freaky here for a second. If it's not something in terms of physical intimacy, it could be something here in terms of like contracts or agreements that might be putting you as like a face to something, a spokesperson, or a public figure, or like character. I don't know, like a reality TV kind of situation, and you might be at an impasse of like the image they're wanting you to portray. So going back to the contract thing, for some of you that do end up with a contract that's putting you in the public eye or making you a spokesperson or a face or some kind of a TV star or reality star, make sure you have these things in your contract. Make sure you think about that in terms of like, how are you being presented? How are you being portrayed? You know, what they're wanting you to put out there. The next card that's coming up here for the Scorpio collective is the Tower. And this could be Scorpio energy. There's definitely a Scorpio element to the Tower. So some of you could be dealing with another Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, and it could be the battle of the Scorpios. There could be something happening here in October. I don't know why, but I saw like Godzilla and King Kong kind of thing. Hopefully not, but there could be here something like this. But the Tower is just a sudden shift that's pushing us out of our comfort zone, and it's a permanent change. I also feel here with this Tower energy that something may be happening with radio, like radio, podcasts. If you're a musician, maybe like you're getting like blasted on the airwaves and like people are hearing your music and talking about you in like a positive way. But for some reason, I'm getting a sense or a feeling of like radio. Radio, things being transmitted via radio. Let's pull clarifiers here, because I know the Tower is a card that scares a lot of people. Let's see, clarifier 1, clarifier 2, I'm sorry, we cut out there for a moment. Clarifier 1, clarifier 2, clarifier 3. So we have 5 of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles. And 10 of Cups. Now, 5 of Pentacles can sometimes be seen as a card of like rejection, being rejected. However, we have Page of Pentacles and 10 of Cups here. And the other cards up until now have been very favorable around relationships and love. So the 5 of Pentacles could be that there might be some unexpected thing happening that is affecting finances. And so 2 of you coming together, working together, finding the solution, and not losing your inner peace, not losing your happiness. Like, even though it might be a sudden shock or an upset, it's bringing the relationship closer and being a blessing in the long run in aspects of home and family life. Some of you may be having some kind of a falling out over your career, your money, what you're doing with your money, who you're living with or getting married to or having a baby. There could be some kind of falling out where you could deal with like losing support from friends or family members, or God forbid, maybe you're with someone and your partner's family or friends are like, we don't support this relationship, but there could be a sense of like, okay, well, we're going to go and we're going to make our own circle. We're going to go and make our own community and like just find our peace and like make our home. There could be that aspect here for some of you. But I do feel, looking at these clarifiers, it feels to me like a sudden I'm not going to say a financial emergency, but an unexpected cost that you're coming together and you're figuring out and you're making it work. 5 of Pentacles also here. One thing I was really interested, like what was interesting to me when I was reading about the cards and the symbolisms, I've read that this woman like holding the child is like somebody mourning their child. And don't panic. I'm not gonna say that something like that's happening for you guys, because we have a sense of like home and family and babies here. But what I was gonna say, you know, those of you that are settling down this year or like meeting a significant soulmate, it could be that there's a situation with this person's mother, because like you're taking away their baby. They see you like, you're taking away my baby and I can't stand you. And so there could be a tower moment in this way. But Page of Pentacles says stay grounded, stay calm. You know, 10 of Cups, it's going to work out. It's going to be okay. Like there's going to be a sense of home and family and peace. But there could be some kind of an upset here. Just heads up. Your next card here for November is Queen of Cups. Scorpio, this is you and your beautiful water sign energy. You could be dealing with a fellow water sign, feminine energy, Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces. And the Queen of Cups is a card that comes up for me that says emotional self-care is really important for you. You might have waves of emotions that are coming up, and you need to let them out and process them, and then give yourself the appropriate aftercare. Do the, like, you've done the release, now the filling of the cup. So maybe you're going to soothe or comfort yourself through music, or watching movies, or reading a book, or journaling, or doing something creative or artistic, or gardening, or going for a walk, or taking a bubble bath, or going swimming, or making love, or like whatever it is that you're doing that you feel is restorative after this release, like a sense of like soothing or comforting. Maybe you're gonna have a cup of tea or a bowl of soup, or you know, whatever it might be. But it's gonna be really important for you in November to make sure that you're not pushing down your feelings and I'm too busy, I don't have time. Sometimes Scorpios are very, goal oriented and can be very much like, gotta pick myself up by the bootstraps and keep going. I don't have time for this kind of mentality. And Queen of Cups is saying, don't do that. You need to honor your feelings and your emotions. The next card here for December is the Five of Cups. And Five of Cups can come up when we're a little bit sad. Things didn't go the way that we had hoped, or a situation is becoming very overwhelming emotionally, and we're tempted to find some way to numb ourselves. We're tempted to find some ways like to not feel the feelings or to self-medicate. And this card says, whatever you do, don't give in to that temptation because it's going to create blockages. Let's pull clarifiers here around this Five of Pentacles. Please show us clarifier 1, clarifier 2, clarifier 3. I'm going to say this. If you are with a partner whose family is giving you all a hard time, and it is December, it's like holiday season, your partner might be feeling very sad about like the way their family is, or even if like they're all talking, like there could be some kind of a rift, and maybe you're offended, like, it makes me upset that you're missing people that like said terrible things about me or were really mean to me. And I feel like the Five of Cups is saying, like, be there for this person. Understand that if they didn't love you, they wouldn't be with you. They would have been like, oh, okay, people in my life don't like you. Or maybe it's friends. Maybe it's friendships that they lost. If they didn't love you, they would have been like, okay, whatever. I don't want to see you anymore. And they would have just dropped you. But they chose to be with you. So clearly they love you. But it's normal for them to be sad about friendships that they lost or rifts in the family. So I kind of feel there's a sense here with this Five of Cups to like be understanding and be there for them. Like, I love you and I appreciate so much that you love me and that you're with me despite, all the pressure you went through or all of the discouragement. And it means a lot to me that you chose this relationship, and I'm so sorry. And just kind of like be there for them because they might be mourning or grieving the things that have been lost. The next cards coming up here, the clarifiers, is Knight of Swords, Page of Wands, and the Four of Swords. So you might be a little overwhelmed and you might need some time to process, drama that's coming up here. It could be like jealousy, or it could be that, I don't know, this Page of Wands to me feels like somebody stirring the pot. And you guys know I'm not a negative person. I don't like to come in with like dramatic negative readings, but there's a dramatic energy here. So if you're not a dramatic person, I'm sorry to say somebody's bringing drama into your life, or somebody connected to somebody is bringing drama into your life. So this makes me feel like this is going to be by way through a relationship. Page of Wands could be an immature or youthful fire sign person. Aries, Sagittarius, or Leo. Four of Swords makes me feel like there's a temporary time apart, a temporary kind of like laying low, like healing, licking the wounds, and then coming back here with this Knight of Swords energy. So there could be someone who's creating drama. Okay, it could be an old friend or a family member of a partner. It could be if your partner has an ex, that person might be like trying to stir the pot or stir drama, or they may be coming and telling you, well, let me tell you, things about this person. And they may be feeling like, okay, we couldn't get our person to break up with you, so now we're going to spill the tea about the past and get you to break up with this person. I don't think you're going to break up with this person. I think you might be sad or hurt about the things that you're hearing, but you also know that this is in the past. Like, this is the past. And so you may need a moment to deal with this drama. Like somebody's coming in and uh, creating problems, unfortunately, but you're going to get over it. You're going to get past it. Uh, it could even be like you're planning a big like holiday thing or big Christmas thing if you celebrate Christmas or holidays, and you know there could be a big argument or a big disagreement in some way, and sometimes that happens. The rest of the year is really great. I don't want to leave it on this sad note. Any other messages, please? Something positive for December for Scorpio, please. Something positive. Ooh, all right. Well, we have Nine of Pentacles. So money's good at least. Career is good. Money is good. You're being seen as somebody respectable, somebody successful. So you know what? I think it's just people hating. I think it's just people hating. The rest of your life is good. Your career is good. Your finances is good. Love life is good. Friendships are good. Someone's coming in and making drama, you know, we just have to decide not to internalize it and not to accept it and just say, you know what, this is your thing. This kind of hurt. I'm going to take a moment to go kind of lick my wounds and heal from this and release this. But my life is good, and I'm not going to let this get in the way of the fact that I have a good life. All right, so you might want to check out your moon sign, your rising sign, your Venus sign. If this is none of those, there is a link in the description that will take you to the playlist, to the other forecasts. You can see them easily. And if you want to schedule a private reading with me, there's a link in the description that will take you to my scheduling page, calendly.com/amethystangelite. You can schedule a private reading for me there, with me there. Also, you can schedule a 12-month forecast if you want to get your own 12-month forecast. I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I hope you all have a fabulous, fabulous 2023. And thanks for watching. Bye, my dears.